Good morning, everyone, and my name is Stephen Mullins. I'm a Planning and Zoning Commissioner here in the city of West Haven, and whenever I have the opportunity, I am happy to welcome and showcase West Haven as best as I can. On this beautiful West Haven morning, welcome to Connecticut's youngest municipality out of the 169 municipalities. Welcome to the city that has the longest stretch of public shoreline in the state of Connecticut. Welcome to the city of West Haven, which self-proclaimed friendliest city in the state of Connecticut. I can go on and on and on about good things and great things here in the city of West Haven, but unfortunately, I have some unfortunate facts about West Haven. West Haven has a history, a negative history to it regarding fiscal mismanagement and corruption. And this is a time for this corruption and mismanagement to end now. So with that, I am so happy and I am so proud that we are beginning a new day in the state of Connecticut with new leadership in Hartford that will make West Haven and the other 169 municipalities stronger. And that is the leadership of two very special people, Bob Stefanowski and Laura Devlin, for governor and lieutenant governor, respectively. Bob brings to the table fiscal management from the private sector, because government does not necessarily work best. And the best way to manage it is to have people with a source and background in finance and business management to make our cities, our communities, better, livable, and more affordable places. We have people who are moving to North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Florida because they're escaping the state of Connecticut. We have state employees who make very, very good pensions, who as soon as they retire, take that pension money and do not spend it in Connecticut, but other places. Connecticut is a great place to be. It is a great place to raise a family. But we need to retain our citizens and give them a reason to be here and a reason to stay. And that begins November 8th when Bob Stefanowski is elected governor of the state of Connecticut and Laura Devlin as lieutenant governor. We have also Kim Marie Mullen here, who's running for state senate in this local area. I got to give her a shout out. But meanwhile, without further ado, Bob Stefanowski.
Thanks. We also just introduced Dave Riccio, the head of the RTC here in West Haven. Really good to be here. I can remember in 1984 losing a soccer match to West Haven. I grew up in North Haven. But terrific town, terrific people. Very, very happy to be here. We want to talk just quickly about our bus tour, Bob's bus tour. We are on the luxury coach around the corner here for 3 days. We're going to go from 7 in the morning till 10 at night. We're going to sleep on the bus. And a couple of reasons we're doing that is it's really important to get out and hear what people have on their minds. I think sometimes in the Capitol, they kind of assume that everything is good. They see some statistic they latch onto, and they say, everything's great. And until you get out and talk to people and hear what they're struggling with, which is affordability and safety. On the way up, I was called across the street, 2 disabled people that are struggling to pay their heat bill, looking for an apartment. So we can have all the spin that we want about how great Connecticut is right now, and it is a great state. We got terrific people, we got terrific universities, we've got great location, but it is hurting right now. And one of the things Laura and I are committed to do is get it back on track. Just today, Truth in Accounting came out with their rankings of fiscal health of states. Connecticut dead last. This is Truth in Accounting. $62,500 of debt per person in Connecticut. It's unconscionable that the governor's going around saying we got our mojo back and things are fixed. Whether you blame him or not, it's not fixed. You have to realize you have a problem. Laura and I realize it. We got plans in place that we're going to implement to fix it. The other thing you notice when you go out in the field, people feel like they work for government. You know what the next 30 days is? It's a job interview. You guys are interviewing me to see who the best CEO is of the state of Connecticut. And if you think it's cheaper than it was 4 years ago, and you think it's safer than it was 4 years ago, and the people across the street feel more secure than it was 4 years ago, and you think education is better than it was 4 years ago, vote for Ned Lamont. But we can do better than that. I'm an example of how we can do better. I grew up in New Haven, right down the road. My parents put me through public schools. I've been very successful here. More people need the opportunity that I had. But we have to stop the corruption. One of the biggest taxes and one of the biggest reasons it's so expensive to live here is rampant. And I use the word rampant corruption in government in Connecticut. Governor Lamont wants to ignore it. We saw it a few weeks ago at the State Pier, project that was supposed to cost $80-90 million is now $300 million. $230 million cost overrun. Anybody want to guess who's picking up the tab for that? It's a three-way partnership between Eversource, Orsted, and you. Three-way equal partnership, $200 million over budget. You know who's picking it up? You. You know why we can't afford more for education? Because we take it on the chin every single time. It's always the taxpayer. When we're up there in Hartford, that stops. And I'm not going to beat up West Haven today because I'm sure there are other examples. But you saw here the COVID money diverted. That's money that was supposed to go to help people. We're going to hold people accountable. And what are the chances that if it happened in West Haven and we got 169 towns and cities that it hasn't happened somewhere else? Where is the audit that Governor Lamont said we were going to audit every single town and city and find every dime of misappropriation? Where is that audit? When Laura and I are up there, we're going to start an audit and we're going to find out where every single dollar of that $6 billion came to Connecticut. Representative Ferraro, good to see you. We're going to find out and we're going to hold people accountable. We're going to strengthen the ethics code. How is it that in the middle of COVID, the governor of the state of Connecticut can get a no-bid contract to his own family, a company called Semaphore? We have to start working for you. We're going to prove to you over the next 30 days that we've got a better plan, that we understand better what you're going through. I don't think the people in Hartford understand that right now. On the Democratic side of the aisle, we got some terrific representatives like Charlie Ferraro that are holding back the tide. But I can't wait to be up there with you guys. I can't wait to fix Connecticut. I can't wait to make it easier for people like we just bumped into on the way up to this podium. So with that, I will turn it over to Laura for a few comments.
Thank you. I could not be more proud than to be running as the future Lieutenant Governor of Connecticut with Bob Stefanowski, because clearly he is the right guy to lead our state going forward. It's as if the policies that come out of Hartford under one-party rule aren't harmful enough to our state. And that includes the nearly $2 billion in tax increases that Governor Lamont put into place when he came into office. It is less affordable in Connecticut. Connecticut is less safe. And with an administration that has 2 FBI investigations underway, let alone other claims of discrimination, it's time for a reset. You know, earlier today we were around the corner in a diner and speaking to a table full of retirees who are deeply concerned about the future, not just the ongoing increase in costs, but specifically for the community of West Haven that they live in, that because of the abuse that has gone on financially, the taxpayers are picking that up. It is time, it is past time to have a government that works for the people. No one should have to look over their shoulder and wonder what their government is doing to them. And Bob and I are committed to bringing that to the state of Connecticut. I cannot wait to work with Bob Stefanowski as governor, and I cannot wait to get to work for the people of the state of Connecticut. Thank you.
So before we open it up for questions, I'd also like to introduce one of the brightest young stars in Republican politics in Connecticut. She's running for a state Senate seat. Please recognize Kim Mullen. Come on up, Kim.
Thank you.
Tell us your story.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. My name is Kim Marie Mullen, and I am running for State Senate District 14. I'm not here today to speak to you as a candidate. I am here to speak to you as a resident of West Haven. I live here. And I know what's been going on for the last 2 years. The city is on fire and has been on fire. And what we need is leadership. We need transparency. We need accountability. We're tired of the promises. They just keep falling through. Nothing's changing. So this is our chance to actually make some changes and bring in people who are competent, who can get us back on track. Stephen said earlier, this is a beautiful place to live. It's a wonderful place to live, but you would never know it reading these headlines, would you? You would never know it when you see the news reports about West Haven, because every time I open the paper, I want to cry. It shouldn't be like this. Millions of dollars have walked out of these doors right behind us, okay? We can't continue this way. People need help. This is going to be a very harsh winter. People can't afford oil. I'm afraid to go to the gas station because of the uptick in crime. I don't care what you're reading about in the paper. I have a Ring. I have Nextdoor. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I see those videos every single day. And it's a scary place to be right now. We need to fix things because it's not going to happen by itself. We need new leadership in here who are aware of the issues and are going to face them head on. I sit in these city council meetings, and I sit there, and you know who's not there? The mayor. The mayor who's getting paid to be there is not at city council meetings. You know who's not there? The senators. They'll come in for a quick photo op or a ribbon cutting, but they're not listening to the people, and they're not sitting at these city council meetings, which sometimes run until 3 o'clock in the morning. Have you ever heard that before? A city council meeting that goes into the second day? It's outrageous. If you're going to come to the city governor, if you're going to come to the city senators, at least bring a bucket of water, because we're all standing here with a fire hose trying to put this fire out, and you've done nothing. So I am so happy that we have Bob and we have Laura and we have the leadership that are coming in right now that are going to try to do something to make changes. And I hope that people will look and see who I am and what I stand for and give me the opportunity in November to also try and help, because I've been carrying this bucket of water for a long time. It's getting heavy. Okay, we need reinforcements and we need help because the citizens of West Haven deserve better. They've been fighting this fight for a really long time and we're getting tired. So please go to the polls in November and please vote. Thank you so much.